Gail, and welcome back to Gail's Low Carb Recipe Ideas. Today we're going to make something with pumpkin. I know the American Thanksgiving's coming up, and this is a nice little treat that I think everybody's really going to enjoy. I purchased myself one of those little waffle makers, like the little round ones, and I absolutely adore it. I love it. It's perfect size for me to make something quick and easy, and we're going to make some Chaffles. So today we're going to make pumpkin spice Chaffles. They are delicious, and then we have a nice creamy icing on top of frosting. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make them. So the first thing I did was I put in a half a cup of coconut flour. So I've got it in the bowl already. Now I'm going to add in a quarter cup of almond flour. So we'll just whisk this together. Then we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Oh, my thumb was on there. And 1 teaspoon of Xanthan Gum. And then we're going to put 1/8 of a teaspoon of Himalayan salt, or any salt that you choose. So I'm just going to mix this all up. And then we're going to go to the wet ingredients. So in another bowl, we're going to add in 4 ounces of softened cream cheese. Now, I left mine overnight. You can also, to get room temperature, or I put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds on defrost, and it makes it nice and soft. So the next thing we're going to add in, I have my softened butter, which I've actually kind of melted it. I put it in the microwave for about 20 seconds, and it melted it quite nicely. So I have half a cup of butter that we're going to put in here. Now I know I've had people not happy with me using my mixer on my video, but I try to cut the video short so that you don't hear the noise of my mixer. So I will mix this with the beater. There we go. Now, if I was more of a professional that came to making my videos, I probably could try and learn how to shut the volume off when I'm using the electric beater. But I tried this method and see if this works for everybody. So now I'm going to add in a half a cup of Eyrithritol Monkfruit combination, and I powdered it. I always powder my stuff because I find lots of times it's crystally, and if I powder it, that helps. And we're going to put it in with this wetter solution, and hopefully that'll help dissolve it. So I'll mix this well, and then we'll add everything else in. Okay, the next thing we're going to add in are more of our liquids. Oh, I'm having trouble here. There we go. So we're going to add in half a cup of pumpkin puree. Now this is my own pumpkin puree. I had it frozen in the freezer. I used the pie pumpkins, the small pumpkins, and I baked them up and pureed them, and they're lovely to have on hand. Then we're going to add in 2 eggs. And we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and 1 teaspoon of maple extract. I love the smell of maple. We're going to mix this up, and one thing I did that I can add to my dry ingredients is my pumpkin spice. I forgot to do that, so we'll do that in a minute. Okay, so I can't get my beater to stay still. In my dry ingredients, in this bowl here, I'm going to add in my pumpkin spice. which is 1 teaspoon. So I'm just going to take a second here and I'm going to whisk it together. Mix it all up. And we're going to put it into our wet mixture. Okay, so we're going to put our dry ingredients into the wet mixture and we're going to mix it well. So I'm just going to turn the beater back on for a minute to get this off of my beater bars and then we'll be all set. That's something I hate is waste. My finger works the best to clean off the beaters. So if you have a little gadget that works better, then I recommend you doing that. It tastes really good too. So I have my little waffle maker, my mini, I love it. I'm having so much fun with it. And this is actually the first one that I'm sharing with you using it. So I've got it really hot. I just sprayed it with my mister. I put avocado oil in here. You can use coconut oil. That's up to you as to what you want. I just don't want it sticking. So we're going to apply some of our dough. And I'm going to use the bottom half of my spoon to try and get it in here. It's very thick. It's lovely. I've made so many recipes with this now. I haven't shared any with you, but I've lost 11 pounds that I've put on through the summertime, and this thing has been really a lifesaver for me. Okay, so we're going to put the lid down, and you're going to find that it steams quite a bit once it gets going, and we're going to let it cook. Or, I'm not sure if you can see it steaming or not. But as long as it's steaming, we know that it's cooking well. And I did put the timer on for 5 minutes, and we'll see if that's long enough. So this was at 4 minutes. Let's see what happens here. Nice. It's very cakey, which I want it to be. Better get myself something to put it on. So I'm going to let it cool. I'm going to make another one. Now I'm not going to put spray on again. I'm going to put it on without. And I'm using the bottom of my spoon instead of scooping it with the regular part of my spoon. And all I want to do is put it around the edges. And then when I press it down, it'll fill this whole thing. This is a nice change. I've had a lot of fun with this thing. Okay, I'm going to put it back down for approximately 4 minutes. Okay, my 4 minutes is up. So let's see what we got here. See, I didn't need the sprayer. Just get my little cooling rack over here. There we go. And I'm just going to continue making the rest of them. So I made 10 of these Chaffles. They are delicious. Now we're going to make some icing to go with it. Yeah, they look pretty cool and they taste really good. So we're going to make a frosting for our Chaffles. I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right, but you get the gist of it. So I've got 4 ounces of softened cream cheese. And we're going to use our mixer. I know it's a little noisy, so I'll just start it and then I will do it off camera, and that way you don't hear the noise so badly. Okay, now we're going to add in 1/4 cup of soft butter. And make sure your butter is soft, room temperature. You can put it in the microwave on defrost if you'd like to help soften it up if you forgot to take it out of the fridge. But you need 1/4 cup of butter. And I used salted butter. I've got the cream cheese and the butter blended. Now I'm going to add in my powdered Monkfruit Eyrithritol powdered sweetener. Now, it's going to be a little crystally because this is the only one that I usually use, but when I did some research, if you use monk fruit combination with allulose, you don't get that crystallization, so you could always consider that instead of using what I'm using, or any sweetener you'd like. Then I've got 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin spice. Now it is the Clubhouse is what I use, pumpkin pie spice, and it's quite tasty. And then I'm going to put in 1/2 teaspoon over on the side here of my vanilla extract. So we're going to mix this all together. And there we go. We'll clean off the beaters, and we have a beautiful frosting. Nummies. Okay, let's put it all together. So you can see the texture of it. I like this consistency. You can add some whipping cream if you'd like, or some almond milk to thin it out if you like it thinned out more. So we're going to take and put some of our frosting on, and you don't need a lot, plus it'll be a little messy when you're eating it. You could actually use this as a filling for the center, and then you could pop one on top if you'd like, and then you've got yourself like a little sandwich. But I'm just going to individually put the frosting on them. And I didn't make a large amount because I don't need a large amount because I can't eat them all that quickly. So if you want to double up your recipe, whatever, you're very welcome to. Okay, so now we've finished all our Chaffles. I got 10 of them in this recipe, and I put some of my icing on, so I'm just going to grab the one, and I couldn't wait. I had to take a bite because it was just so good. So here is it with the icing on top, and like I said, you could actually make it into a sandwich, put a thick layer of icing on top, and then put another one on top, and it's really good. It's delicious. It's almost like a little mini cake. Flavors are spectacular. Really good. So, I hope you give this a try. I love my little waffle maker, my mini one, and I'm going to show you some other recipes with it. And this is a good one to start with. Delicious. Anyway, you take care. You can go to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com on my blog, and you can find this recipe. I will also put the recipe down below on the YouTube channel, and subscribe. You can get some really awesome recipes. You take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.